Welcome. Ha ha ha. Ha ha. Welcome. Ha ha ha. I have specifically chosen you from Bizarre World. I have flung you way past the Twilight Zone. I picked up this chick while she was right there.
I love it. You guys are so great.
And then I dropped you off at the fork in the road. So you and this girl can decide, do you want to go left, where everything is so beautiful? There's tie-dye mountains. It's so beautiful. But there's the yellow waterfall. Do you trust it? But there's tie-dye mountains. And there's orange birds. There's a brown sky, blue grass. It's almost like Kentucky, only better. Yeah, I said that. But anyway, pick which way you want to go, and I'll see you there.
Yeah. But luckily for us, it looks like you took the ride. It rolled right into the most offensive church this side of the universe. The party pit. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And what we do here in this most amazing place, we read this great ass book. It's called God Said. Because he did not fucking say that. But we are on a side mission. If you watch anime, it's what you call filler. Yeah, we are on some filler episodes. Because, well, you can only read the same book for 8 years. And you be the only one not bored with it. So, luckily for everyone, except for me, Miss Muddy found this thing. It's called Ethiopian Bible. Although it's not a Bible, it's more like a journal. It's the Ethiopian Jew journal. Yeah, because that's what the fuck it is, a journal. Okay? And there's so much fucking wild shit in this. It's almost worth reading just to see how fantastic these terrible fucking people think they are. You know? So it's like a fantasy novel. And maybe if I keep it in the context of fantasy novel, I won't lose my fucking mind. Because this book is absolutely fucking terrible. So, God has not talked enough shit in this book right here. Right? And we found out Abe is Chaldean. And he said a prayer. Well, they said he said a prayer, but he never said a prayer. Because the first thing that this book gets wrong is that Abe and his family left the country, which did not fucking happen. Abe was kicked out of his father's house in Ur. But this is saying that no, his whole family was kicked out. And then Abe left from there. And it's like, there's no fucking way. Because it said Abe set these people's church on fire. Do you think if Abe would have really set these people's church on fire, that wouldn't have been in the Bible? They talk about every badass other thing these people do. But they're not going to tell you about that. That's how you know it didn't happen. See what I'm saying? This is a non-fiction. It means not true. Yeah, this is a fantasy novel. Yeah. Because that's a fucking fantasy. That did not happen. Yeah, that was the thing that did not happen. So, again, all the shit talking. I promise I'm going to attempt to keep it to the minimal. And I have actually got to go share this with Miss Muddy so she knows, and I can just to her. I'm gonna not talk shit, I'll tell her to her face. Miss Muddy, I will not talk shit if you come visit me right now. Does that say save or share? That says save. This says share. Yeah, this one says share. Okay, I shared it. I didn't share it. I copied and pasted it. But maybe I should also share it here for the fuck of it. No, see, I don't want to do that. If I want to share stuff, I want it to be the pill that I'm sharing. So I'm not going to do that this time. But what I am going to do is because Miss Muddy's not going to go on the pill. She doesn't want another account for another thing that she's only going to watch me on. Yeah, that is a thing that Miss Muddy did. She made accounts to follow me places, and that was so amazing of her. That's why she gets like um special treatment because if it wasn't for her, I would not have any YouTube followers at all. So, well, at least I mean YouTube chatters because a lot of people that watch me in secret. So, I guess that is a thing. But anyway, if you also want to come and wait for Miss Muddy with me and read some more of this journal, come this way. I have everything you need. I have cannabis. I had cannabis. We got a one hitter. I got cigarettes, coffee, a chair with your name on it, cat beds, and a canine space. So hopefully you brought your animals because there's room and I love your animals. But the raccoons are still not out. They're not out and about at all. So we don't have any raccoons, but we have tons of cats and hopefully your animals. So come this way, we're going to have a good time. Yes, we are going to have a good time. Yeah. You know what? Wait, I gotta do one more thing. Because if I don't do it, I'm going to forget to do it and then I'm going to regret not doing it. So, we're going to do it. Because it's important that we do it. Do it, do it, do it. Yeah. Okay. So, hopefully, that'll call my cohorts in here. Actually, I don't even know what cohort means. I had no business saying that. I don't know if that means good friends or bad friends. What's a cohort? I should look that up. But I'm not going to look that up right now. No, as a matter of fact, you know what? I am going to look it up. Because I said it, I should know what it means. And Google has a hard time understanding me also. Just so everybody knows. Google may not know what the fuck I'm saying. Cohort. A group of people with shared character. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so we're cohorts. Amazing. See, I got it right in new things. I got it right. Yay, I know things. But I need to switch the sides. Son of a bitch. Okay, now I switched it. Now I got it right. Okay. So, what chapter are we on? I expect you to know, and I don't even fucking know. Oh, we're on Jubilee 12. And we learned a Jubilee. I need you. I need and I want you to have you, hold you, squeeze you. Ooh, my cell phone. Look. Shh. Okay. So, anyway, we're on Jubilees 12, and I found out a Jubilee is every 50 years. So when I'm talking shit, well, when I was talking shit, I had no idea what I was talking about. Jubilee is 5 decades. Yeah. So it's things that happen in the years of the Jubilee. Significant things that happened and during the Jubilee, which is 5 decades. And it came to pass in the 6th week, in the 7th year, that Abram said to Terah, his father, oh, we already read this. Yeah, don't read. Oh, we're on Jubilee 12. Yeah, okay, so apparently Abe told his father, hey, don't worship these idols because they're bad news. You know, and then Abe's father was like, yeah, but they'll kill me though, because the truth hurts the feel bad. And these people have got their own thing going on. Yeah, I know they made me leader, but who am I to stop what they're doing? Yeah, I'm not going to do that. But you can leave. Yeah, and be peaceful. And I'm going to give you all the good blessings so you quit making my spot hot. That's what Abe's dad told Abe, supposedly. Even though that's not what happened. But again, this is a fantasy novel. This didn't happen. Just want to throw that out there. This did not happen. Yeah, it did not happen. We're on Jubilee 13. And Abe journeyed from Haran. And he took Sarai, his wife, and Lot, his nephew. And he came into Ashur and proceeded to Shechem and dwelt near a lofty oak. And he saw, and behold, the land was very pleasant from the entering of Hamath to the lofty oak. And the Lord said to him,
I did not say this. Okay, maybe I did. In a different universe. Actually, I have no idea what I'm about to say. Hi, it's me, God, and God voice. I don't know what I'm about to say because I don't remember, but I'll tell you what I said in this book, fantasy novel. I'm out of control. I don't know what's happening. Where's Miss Mud Duck? Elizabeth, I'm coming. Oh, the son in that show died yesterday. I think he died yesterday. I don't know. Oh, but the mom from Beetlejuice died today for sure. I know that. And she was also the mom in Home Alone. Yeah. She's also in cartoons, but I don't know what cartoons. But she passed away today. And the son from Sanford and Son. The, the son. Okay, anyway, I just felt like I should tell you that because I'm God. So I should tell you things. And I found that out. Yeah, I found that out today. So I tell you, ta-da, I know things. Hi, I'm God. Okay, so, and yeah, I said, to thee and to the seed will I give this land. Look,
What? My balloon.
okay, I'm sorry, God's out of control. He's got problems. And he built an altar there, and he offered thereon burnt sacrifice to the Lord who had appeared to him. How do they know sacrifice rules? It's not even time for Exodus. What is happening? This got the first rules because, this has to be God the first rules. But God the first did human sacrifices because he was a bad guy. Yeah, that was a thing. That was a thing that did happen, I remember. But how does he know these sacrifice rules? And how does he know what a burnt offering is? No, I know they say this in Genesis also. Something about giving sacrifices because even Jake gives some sacrifices to the Lord that appeared to him. How do they know these sacrifice rules? And there's a time to give Balaam and Balak 7 sacrifices. But for some reason, they called that guy God, Balak, and he's not. Oh, no, he didn't say that. He was the king of what the fuck ever. Yeah, I remember. But anyways, Balaam told them to give 7 sacrifices. How do they know these sacrifice rules before Exodus? See, that's what I don't understand. These people, this had to have, I don't know. I don't exactly know what's happening, But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they know these sacrifice rules before Exodus. But maybe they only gave sacrifices when significant things happened before. You know, like, oh, you did something nice for me. Here's some meat. Yeah, maybe it was something like that. I don't know if it was something like that. But hi, everyone watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Yeah. And enjoy the rest of the story. It's almost done, probably. Yeah. Yeah, it's almost done. Oh my. Oh, yeah, it's almost done. And he saw, and then he sacrificed who had appeared, and he removed from there and up unto the mountain, Bethel on the west, and I on the east. And he pitched his tent there, and he saw, behold, the land was very wide and good, and everything grew there on vines and figs, pomegranates, oaks, ilexes, terebinths, and oil, cedars, cypress, date trees, all the trees. And there was water on the mountains. But it wasn't the kind with the yellow waterfall that I was telling you about in the beginning. This is not a yellow waterfall. This one's a blue waterfall. And he blessed the Lord who had led him out of Ur the Chaldees and brought him to this land. No, I don't believe that's what happened. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure that's not what happened. The place he went to was definitely owned by someone. And like he kind of asked to move there, I believe. Because then they take his girlfriend. And he's like, no, that's my sister. And then the Pharaoh gets super pissed off. But I'm not exactly sure what happened because he also built wells, which means there's not water where he's at. I don't know what this is. Okay, we're going to keep going. And there was water, and he blessed the Lord who had brought him out of Ur and brought him to this land. And it came to pass in the first year of the 7th week, on the new moon of the first month. So this is April, first year, in the 7th week, on the new moon of the first month. The month doesn't have 7 weeks, though. Not even at this time did it have 7 weeks. Maybe it did. I don't remember. But it might have. But I think everything went down to 4 weeks. I don't remember what's happening. On the first year, or in this, yeah, in the first year, the 7th week, on the new moon of the first month, that he built an altar on the mountain and called the name of the Lord. You, eternal Lord, or eternal God, are my God. And he offered on the altar a burnt sacrifice unto the Lord, that he should be with him and not forsake him all the days of his life. And he removed from there and went toward the south. And he came to Hebron, and Hebron was built at that time. And he dwelt there 2 years. What? Oh, yeah. Okay, that's right, because he couldn't stay. I think that's what happened. But I'm pretty sure he didn't stop there first. He just went to Hebron. Yeah, because he had to ask to live there or something. And then he went to the land of the south, to Blah, and there was famine in the land. And Abe went to Egypt in the 3rd year of the week. Now I remember why I didn't understand the time, because it says shit like this. In the 3rd year of the week. And he dwelt in Egypt 5 years before his wife was torn away from him. That's not what happened. Abe kind of made that happen a little bit. He was a little bit funny about that. He's like, yeah, you can have my wife. It's no problem. She's beautiful. Do whatever. It's my wife. Yeah. But I'm actually her brother. This my sister. Make all the babies you want with her because I'm greedy. Yeah, that's kind of what Abe said. In the 3rd, and he dwelt in Egypt 5 years. Right. Now, Tanais, England, was at that time built 7 years after Hebron. Egypt was built after Hebron. I don't know that to be true. And it came to pass when Pharaoh sees Sarai. That's not what happened. They just saw she was beautiful and inquired of her. Well, actually, they inquired of Abe, but Abe was like, hey, are you ride or die? And she's like, fuck yeah, I'm ride or die. And then Abe was like, yeah, she's my sister. Yeah. They didn't seize her. They didn't take her by force. That's not what happened. Okay. Anyway. Perpetual Victimhood fantasy novel. Is written for the movies. This is written for a movie to happen. Yeah. It's got extra drama and everything. This is crazy. I really think this part is God first. I don't know. I don't know. But this book makes it seem like it's not God, because there's none of the, well, I guess it's not time for the drama, I suppose. But it seems like they stuffed all of God's drama on the first page. But I'm fantasy novel, Nikki. Keep reading. Keep fucking reading. It doesn't matter what you know. It doesn't matter what you know, Nikki. You're supposed to be reading the fucking story. Yeah, I'm reading the story, but it's not right. It doesn't matter. Read the fucking story. You have subscribers. Depending on you reading the story, Nikki, what the fuck are you doing? You're right. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm reading the fucking story. That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna read the fucking story. Okay, asshole, read the fucking story. I'm reading the story. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. And Pharaoh sees Sarai, Abe's wife, and the Lord plagued Pharaoh and his house with great plagues because of Sarah. And Abe was very glorious by reason of possessions and sheep and cattle and asses and horses and camels and men servants and maid servants and silver and gold exceedingly. And Lot also, his nephew, was wealthy. And Pharaoh gave back Sarah and sent him out of the land. And he journeyed to the place where he had pitched his tent in the beginning. Right, this is supposed to be the glorious land that Abe went to first. Because he's like, I could live here. This is a good time. Yeah, we're going to keep reading. In the beginning, to the place of the altar, with Ai to the east, and Bethel to the west. And he blessed the Lord his God, who had brought him back in peace. And it came to pass in the 41st Jubilee, in the 3rd year of the 1st week. So the week must be the decade or something like that. The week has to be like the decade. Like it's not like day in the week to us. That has to be because there's decades. Right, a jubilee is 5 decades. Right in. Okay, and the 41st jubilee, the 3rd year of the 1st week. So maybe it's a decade. I don't know. I don't exactly know. Do not quote me. Okay. In the 1st week, that he returned to the place and offered there a burnt sacrifice and called on the name of the Lord and said, Most High God, my God, forever and ever. And in the 44th year of this week, Lot parted from him, and Lot dwelt in Sodom. And the men of Sodom were exceeding sinners, and it grieved him in his heart that his brother's son had parted from him. That is not what happened. A whole bunch of shit happened. And they left amicably. This makes it sound like they didn't. No, they split amicably. Okay. So, and it grieved him in his heart that his brother's son had parted from him, for he had no children. And that year, when Lot was taken captive, really, they're not going to tell the other story, the real story. Look, Sodom and Gomorrah, Sodom did some really, really terrible shit to these people. And I think Sodom would be the country and Gomorrah the city. Or Gomorrah was also a country. But it doesn't say anything about Gomorrah. It doesn't say Gomorrah did anything bad, I don't think. So I'm not exactly sure why Gomorrah got the ass whooping also. It might be one of those God the second getting rid of God the first things. Maybe something like that. Not exactly sure. I am not exactly sure. But then again, I might be right when I say God was surfing on the internet for a different way to do things. And he didn't find out that different way to do things until Exodus. Just my personal opinion. God could have had internet in heaven way before we ever did. Okay. So after move from there, any what are the where am I at in life? Oh, here I am. After Lot had left from him in the fourth year. What? Ow, hold on. And he journeyed in the place where he was. And Lot dwelt in Sodom. And he grieved him in his heart because he had no children. Lot was taken captive. And the Lord said to Abe,
Yay, I get to talk. I love talking. Lord said to Abraham, after that Lot had parted from him in the fourth week, he said, lift up thine eyes from the place where you are dwelling north and south, west and east. For all the land which you see, I shall give to thee and your seed forever. And I shall make thy seed as the sand of the seashore. Though a man might number the dust of the earth, yet your seed shall not be numbered. Arise, walk through the land in the length of it and the breadth of it, and see it all. For your seed I will give it.
okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, hold on. Man, Sunday is so boring. Sunday is so boring, and I am glad I'm almost done with this. Okay. And you will see. So, arise and walk through. Okay. And Abram went to Hebron and dwelt there. And this year he came to Charmander, king of Elam, and Amraphel, king of Shinar, Arioch, king of Shinar, Tegel, king of the nations, and slew the king of Gomorrah, and the king of Sodom fled. And many fell through the wounds the vale of Siddim by the salt sea, and they took captive Sodom and Adam and Zeboim, and they took captive Lot also, the son of Abe's brother, and all his possessions. And they went to, oh, okay, Abe dwelt in Hebron. Then this is when all the kings take Lot captive because he had a bunch of shit. Okay. For Abe and for his seed, a tenth. What? Lot had been taken captive, and Abe armed his household servants. And then it just says a lot of commas. So it's saying whatever happened in the Bible is true. So I guess we could read the rest of the story, but that would take a real fucking long time. And we're almost at an hour. And I don't think anybody's showing up on a Sunday. So if you're here for people to show up, nobody might show up. No. Okay. So it's saying whatever the Bible said is true. For Abe and for his seed, a tenth of the first fruits to the Lord. And oh, it's saying what the king will give to him. And the Lord by the seed of the wine and the oil. And the king of Sodom came to Abe and said, our Lord Abram, give to us the souls which you have rescued, but you can have the booty. And Abe said, I lift up my hands to the Most High God, that from a threat, I ain't taking shit from you. That's right, Abe said, I ain't taking shit from you. Because I'll be damned if you tell anybody you made me rich. Give it back to the people. I'm already rich. I don't need to be more rich. Being rich causes problems that I ain't even want. So give it back to the people. And give my men stuff. Because they're pretty much my servants. So yeah, give them stuff and I'll set them free because I'm not giving them anything. Yeah, do that. And that's the end of that chapter. But really, it's keeping so much shit out. Like, I don't even know what the fuck is happening. It just gives a lot of commas. Like, I can show you. I don't know if you can see it, but it gives a bunch of commas. Telling the whole story. I guess you're supposed to know what happened. I don't know. I don't know, but it's Sunday and nobody showed up today, which is cool because I can just sit here and listen to movie or listen to music or whatever. I'm okay with that. Actually, I'm not okay with that. And YouTube wouldn't be okay with that either because YouTube. So I am gonna go ahead and get off here. I'm gonna say good night. It's time to give the pillow some head and the sheets some ass and have the sweetest dreams ever. Good night. And also, real quick, I'm sorry that the book didn't give us the deets on what happened with Abe and Lot. And actually, I kind of want to read the full story. So I'm not leaving a bunch of shit out because. And I wish I knew where the story of Abe was. You know what? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go over to Pilled.net. Hold on. You know what? I'll just post my thing in here and I'm going to go to Pilled.net. You know what I can do? Go right over here. No, I'm lying. Right here. I can go to my life and I'm going right here. Yep, there. Oh, I didn't even I didn't even do anything. Damn it. I didn't really post it. Did I? Yes, I did post it. Why isn't it showing up on Pill? Oh, yep, now it's showing up or not on Pill on YouTube. But it is showing up. And in case you're watching me in a different place, uh, where the fuck is my chat? Oh, duh. It's right over here. No, that's not my fucking chat either. What the fuck is happening? Oh, because my chat is right here. I was on the wrong thing. Okay. There. Yay, I did stuff. Okay. So that's where I'm going to read the story of Abraham. So thank you for coming, YouTube and Rumble. I'll be over on Pill. See you there, hopefully.